away and hid it, like in the crevices up here.
Yes, as definitely was discussed last week. Burn it? Oh yes, I'm sure. I think there's smoldering ruins of something.
The smoke! Where will that go in here? We'll just
Must
run
have been an accident.
Well, as there's really no wind or climate, I think it'll just remain stagnant up in the ceiling for all time, for perpetuity, really.
But no.
We'll keep the pack lizard there, too.
Sent the lizard here, hid all the stuff, and washed all the blood away.
Yes. And how we washed all the blood away was Elinary just standing over every single blood pool.
Water. You have a whole night.
Just like a tap, just.
So Elinary, I suppose, can ride the pack lizard now.
I mean,
No.
She's got like jazz hands out at the water. Oh, I expected more.
Why do you have to ride the pack lizard?
Because I'm the leader. If anyone has to ride the pack lizard, it's Elinary.
No, it's my pack lizard.
If she can say it.
It's my pack lizard.
Yes, you can lead it forward.
No, it's my pack lizard. I use handle animal and vote on it, so it's mine.
I suppose we had an impasse.
A fight to the death ought to solve it.
Yes.
Well, clearly that's the only option.
Okay, let's position ourselves. Okay, I'm ready.
Fight to
Can't
the
get
death
help.
in this cavern, which is full of mud now after creating water everywhere.
It's part of my soul, so it's
I don't
completely
accept
fair.
that premise. Garrus is part of my soul. I don't call her to help.
So that means no spells for you.
I'm not gonna punch your dog. What kind of person would do that?
It's not a dog. But it's true, if I can't use my Eidolon, you can't use your spells.
I don't need my spells.
Sure.
I have stuff that is much, much better. My spells is like a shield and a healing. I don't think that'll help me against you anyway.
No.
I walk up to you and then dazing touch. And yeah. Don't much do it.
You're
So
not
you
gonna get
spend
the
your
pack
turn
lizard.
dazing her. And then...
I spend charm person.
oh, I see.
And then she surrenders and let me ride the pack lizard.
No.
Because it's not like she probably has like a strong will save or anything, right?
And Drow get
Actually-
plus 2
actually
against
don't.
enchantment.
That reminds me to get my...
If I was like just use my supernatural abilities to do stuff. I mean, I can do 7d3 at least damage, so I guess at this level that should be enough.
Alright,
Sorry.
are we ready to start?
Apparently not. They have to get their slap fight out of the way, man.
No, it's fine. I'll just yeah, sure.
Alright, then who wants to do the recap?
1, 2, 3, not it.
Not it.
Got it!
I hate you. But DDS didn't say anything. He can do the
I
recap.
said not it.
I didn't hear you.
You were muted.
I said not it. Say fine, I just said not it.
You're still muted, DDS.
Sheep, you do it.
You had all this opportunity to say not it, but instead you were like, oh, I didn't hear GDS say it.
I wanted to be special, and I am, since I get to do the recap.
Yes, you get to do it.
Yes, I have the
giving you
privilege
honor.
of doing the recap, which none of you apparently want. So last session we started, I believe. I think that was session 1. This is a great start.
Yeah.
He thinks it was session.
What was it? Session 1?
It was. It was.
I'm not great with numbers, okay?
This
okay,
day
last
has-
session in
this
the
day has been tougher
first-
for him than we thought.
Yes, very tough.
He did fall on
Indeed.
a bicycle.
In the first session of Throne of Night, which we did last week, I guess, we headed out to our army, which turned out to be a bunch of criminals and people who were apparently not very liked by the Baroness. So we went to the gnomes, which we were supposed to conquer for the Baroness, or die in the process, apparently. And instead of fighting them, we just went up to them and talked to them. and we explored the town a bit, and then we saw that the sheriff was heading out, so we chased him and killed him. That was the worst recap ever, but that's what happened.
That is indeed what happened.
Yes.
And afterwards, you scoured the battleground, hid away the bodies and the wreckage of the caravan, and made camp for the evening to recuperate after the fierce battle, where one of your members got hit pretty badly by the gnomish spells. Rain Kalar Vitharia is currently blind and is fumbling about in the caverns, seeing not anything at all at the moment. How has Rain Kalar spent these hours when the other have been resting, being blind and all? What does he think? What does he feel?
Marco.
Ryan has probably just been, leaned up against some wall or something where, he at least kind of had an idea of where he is. By the fact he's got something to support him. But he is very, very angry right now. If he could see, he'd be decapitating every gnome he could find at this current moment. But that's kind of not an option for him right now. Other than that, though, actually to you guys, he probably hasn't said too much. Once he actually got calmed down by Elenir, he'd probably been just sitting there quiet. Really unable to do a whole lot.
Very well.
Well, Rilinid has certainly revealed that he suspects the alchemical vials that we are going to retrieve from the supply cache should allow its imbiber to shake off the effects of the Deep Gnome's assaults. And being the family man that Rilinid is, he is going to take the time moving forward to personally see that Rain Kalar is guided through the caverns on account of, not fucking being able to see.
Elinari would suggest that we put him on top of the pack lizard, actually. That would
We
probably be
agreed.
the easiest way to transport him.
We agreed on that.
Elenari agreed on it.
At least,
And that's
yeah, well,
apparently
that's
enough.
all she really needs. She'll
Wait.
at least suggest that, as it is easier. If we're going to take that with us anyway, she might at least, he might at least sit on it so that, he's not in the way.
We're going to take the pack lizard with us?
Yes. Why wouldn't we? Apparently it's calmed down.
Yes. Pack lizards are the stealthiest and most reliable of all denizens encountered within the Azothere, so why could we not trust this creature that we acquisited from the Deep Gnomes? Yes, of course. All of my concerns, both as a player and as a character, are unfounded. Carry
Good.
on.
She'll bring it on then. We can put rain on top of it.
All right.
And
I shall then-
Rilinid can even lead it if he wants to. Make sure that nothing happens.
I think, speaking as a player and as a character, I don't have any interest in leading the pack lizard, especially after I shot it several times.
The pack lizard glares at Rilinid with a cunning intellect.
Well,
He knows what did.
Cunning
First of all, love
intellect. Wait, rewind that, Jonas. Cunning intellect? No, that didn't happen.
The glint in its eye.
Day one of the infiltration of the Drow.
Exactly.
Plan
Success.
succeeded, although the gnomes let down their lives. They think I'm part of them.
My butt
Soon they
itches.
will learn.
Yes, my butt hurts. You will be the first to die, oh yes.
If nobody wants to lead the pack lizard, then can certainly do
There
it.
you go. There is only one among these numbers who suspects that I am not what I seem. That is Rilinid. He must be the
The idea of
first to kill.
transforming me into a pack lizard was genius.
It
How
must
could
be
it ever go
silenced.
wrong? We wake up like this, drizzle to breadcrumbs and Rilinid and Who ate the last of the food?
Not the leaven bread.
Packles just like points at him.
Mm,
Grilling it.
how could you?
What are you talking about? I don't even like that.
Crumbs all over you. The curse hits. Betray the family.
I'll just point my finger at my slave.
Cheated, huh?
That's right.
Feed her to the pack lizard. Suddenly the gnome transforms. Not so happy.
Oh, great.
Day
Well,
17, I had to eat a packlet. I had to eat an orc today.
An orc.
It's very tense.
My stomach hurts.
I'm getting constipated because of this orc.
I could get used to this.
Anyway,
Sentient meat is delicious.
as the party sets out in the morning, you have traveled roughly an hour when suddenly you hear the telltale rumblings rolling through the cavern. It seems like something either are about to happen or is right now happening. It starts with a small tremor, but quickly builds until something to basically shake the whole tunnels. Quickly, you find yourself in an earthquake.
Are those tremors common?
They're not too common up here. They're more common deeper underground. Up here, they happen once every few years, perhaps. But this one quickly builds until it is very strong, and I require all of you to take a reflex save.
Not a
I'm blind, but I can dodge.
10.
No, you
Another
can't.
natural one.
When you say whether you can dodge,
I can try and dodge.
Too bad we don't have a wrench.
So I'm on the lizard. Can the lizard make a reflex?
you fall off the lizard and are trampled. Day 24. I trampled the first of their number today.
Very long earthquake. Well, maybe the gnome just has a weird sense of time. Use gnome days.
That's the problem. Gnome day.
Why, gnomes only live for 5 years in gnome time. Well, let's hope a 1 is bad, not bad.
Yes,
Right.
let's hope that's a great sign. As Jonas,
Yes,
you know,
it'll only be 1 d20 damage to everyone.
Jonas consults the book. What does this mean?
So, well, what campaign do you want to play next? All
Well,
buried in stone.
as it happens, the earthquake. When you those who beat DC 10 succeed to saving. Those who don't, sorry, I'm reading multiple things here, so I'm a bit scatterbrained. Those who fail take 1 blunt damage, not too bad. But the earthquake is powerful, and it goes on for roughly half an hour, and you can make a perception check.
Yeah, I was about to ask, would then know what the after effects of such an earthquake could be? Is the army in danger or anything?
It could be. It depends how far away this earthquake was actually felt.
Use my 2d20 and I get the same results. Alright, 21 or 21.
Does the perception check rely on sight?
No, this is
Can hear it.
listening.
Okay, then I can actually make one.
Does he get a bonus for being blind?
Yeah, other senses are now in.
Right, he's starting his secret monastic order like you joked about last week.
Yes.
I rolled a 4. I'm really getting bad at my 5.
Yes. Rilnid does notice that that far away, like echoing through the caverns, is the sound of what he at least thinks are like a huge cave-in. It is impossible for him to say how far away this actually was. He would guess very far away. And
Could I pinpoint direction?
Not precisely. precisely. It comes from the tunnels, leading south. So somewhere in the southern part of the Upper Asathir, most likely.
Okay. Well, that's not an observation he's going to share with anyone, because of that. If that resulted in the way to the supply cache being blockaded, he'll save that for if it happens. Like if I come back and reincarnate as a sheep.
Oh yes, that's important.
Yes. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You meet a wizard, polymorph. What is your name?
What kind of adventure prompt is this?
Okay, well, let's move your tokens to the map, shall we?
I noticed that the signpost that I placed on the map to denote like army food things and how many days passed since we left them vanished.
It must have. Yeah, that's
The
weird.
box disappeared when the server died before.
Yeah, it must have disappeared back then.
Well,
At least
I'm
the
sure.
naming of the city didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure those weren't important anyway.
You have roughly 20 days.
Yeah, that's fine. So, which hex was this Needle's Eye, or whatever the hell it was called in? Was it this one? 621?
Yes,
Okay. So that's where we start, then.
indeed.
Well, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes to travel through, counting 320 itself.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In that case, that's the way that we're going to follow.
All right, you head south and then turn westwards. The tunnel, once you get out in this certain larger tunnel, is indeed way easier to travel than the small one you have been traveling so far. You can walk several people abreast here, no problem. And even though it has clear signs of not being really maintained much, there are cave-ins and debris and stuff. It is at least wide and
As a
somewhat level.
reminder, like, what's the purpose of this road? Like, how does it look? Are there, like, signposts along the way? Like,
Yes.
okay.
Hang on, I'll find a description.
Sweet. I love descriptions. Flavor text.
Yes.
That allows me to continue being a thespian. I read about that in the Pathfinder Game Mastering Guide. One of the player types the thespian. That sounds like me.
I've not read that type, but I would agree.
I don't even know what that word means.
I've heard it before, but I don't remember.
Apparently, thespian means mime.
I guess
Yes,
it's mines for information.
That makes sense to me.
That's why no one understands me unless I do my webcam. Tabletop role-playing games.
That
Yes,
explains so much.
around the every day's march, roughly along the way here, there seems to be waystones put out. They are made from stone and marble and inscribed with Gnomish. Rilliant, who can read Gnomish, deduces that these most likely are like waystones. Like it says basically like 5.5 days to Festervolt, 9 days to Cladenvolt, 32 days to Vondenhammer, and things like that.
See,
That have different arrows pointing.
Are Cladenvolt or Vondenhammer... They're not... They're beyond the extent of this map.
They are beyond the extent of this map. Yes.
Okay. Is there anything that my character might know about them? Like, is there like some sort of like loose confederation of gnomish city-states that bond together for protection and trade?
You can make a knowledge local.
Okay.
Damn well, hope not.
I figured that might be something worth knowing. Yeah.
2,000 Gnomish soldiers have arrived.
I'll go ahead and use the 2d20 on that. Woo! 16!
Nice. Rilid is not too sure. Gnomish cities is not really his concern usually. He does think that Vondenhammer is a small community about the size of Festervolt. Instead of stonework, Vondenhammer is more famed for its iron foundry. And the gnomes who live there mine low quality ore that they refine and turn into tools and weaponry.
Okay.
Their steel products are known throughout the Asathir and beyond, and usually, they have a decent amount of trade. As for Vault, it is actually quite famous. It is as much of a sort of like gnome capital and stronghold as you can get. It is ruled by the mighty gnome king Olvain, but whispers and 1,000 warriors answers. It's a small city by surface standards, but Vault is thriving and prosperous. It is also, as you know, relatively sort of unthreatened where it is, having a very strong defensive militia. And from time to time, adventurers come from the surface to that place to sort of trade and explore the Upper Asathir.
Oh, okay. So, obviously, I imagine the Waystones would be able to tell me which direction each of those is in. Like,
Indeed.
Which one is this way, and I guess one's over here, then? Off in that direction?
Yes, to the east is Vault, to the west is Vondenhammer.
Okay. Alright. Not a big deal or anything.
Well, let's hope that guy never whispers.
Yeah. You mentioned this, like, way to the surface there for, like, adventures coming through. Is there, like, any known way to the surface from this particular area of the Upper Asathir?
Surface access is not really common. You have not really contemplated it. There are rumors about surface access. There are some of the one of the recent persons you have heard talk about this is the court alchemist of Vothus, who speculated that actually somewhere in the fungal jungle it might very well be an opening to the surface, which would explain some of the strange symbiotic flora and fauna that exists in that place. So there are rumors about openings to the surface, yes.
Okay. That's all. But...
So is this correct placement of where these things are? Where was the last one?
Yes, that is correct.
Vault?
Yeah, I misspelled. You can remove that.
All right. I didn't hear you say that, but yeah, there we go.
What does your characters do these days it takes to travel towards the hidden cache? Do you do anything special on the road, so to speak?
Well, if Zen's going to be the one who leads the pack lizard, then sort of by mandate, then it ends up being Rillinid who will take the lead for the rest of the group, particularly since the pack lizard can't be trusted. It probably doesn't have particularly exceptional vision and could really reveal itself, what with, tracks being a lizard and all, although this is a major road, and no one's really probably going to follow us except for, like, the 24 deep gnomes that are inevitably stalking us, because they realize the plan, and the pack lizard, who is actually a deep gnome polymorph, is leading them into a trap. Or us into a trap, rather. So, that will be the course of action for Rillinid. Dude, man.
Elinari will sort of travel, as she does, thinking about what to do when we actually get there, and keeping her eyes out. She hasn't really been out here much, but she's looking at this road, considering how what it looks like, and what's around, really, just sort of casually exploring things. At night, though, she will always wander a little off from the main group to, she needs her alone time, and this is a great place to get that, rather than the cramped quarters of the very narrow road we used to get to Festival.
Indeed. Okay, well, slowly but surely then, you make your way to the place where Rillinid thinks the cache is.
Boy. We are gonna die. Hurrah! Oh god. We've teleported.
You called it, Gryphongod.
Well, I was about to say, we just go there and, like, really looks around like, so, yeah, this is... Where do we go now, really? Now? Lead us to the cache. It's here.
I knew it was somewhere in this hex for some mercurial reason.
Around here.
That's right. Somewhere in this area.
Oh, this is a narrow path.
A narrow path on an otherwise major passageway.
Yes.
I probably didn't put it right in the middle of the floor.
Here it is.
It's like
Time
a
to
bottle
breathe
of
the
gnomes
lizard.
laying there on the rock.
As you travel down, the passage, a few days in, when you sort of approach the area where Rilla thinks it is, the path suddenly sort of shrinks, and you come across a very narrow part of the passage where you have like to the north and to the south of you are ridges. You can barely see above them. They are roughly 20 feet up. You can see in front of you, but not up there. A lot of stalagmites and stalactites can be seen up in the darkness, of course, but the road ahead of you is very cramped. So you can arrange yourself in this sort of traveling pattern.
This is an interesting position for us to have wrapped around like this, considering that we were traveling, I guess, left and end up showing up on the right side here.
It is weird.
I mean, it sort of goes north here, so I would assume that it sort of is an outcropping right at the edge.
It is an outcropping.
A creek. Yeah, well, going here, Aaron will, of course, look to Rillinid, as he's the one who knows that there's something here at all.
Yep.
And, yeah. And seeing the two ridges, he will, of course, give a glance to Zen.
Let's go
Then
ahead.
we'll point out that this would be an excellent place for an ambush.
Let's go ahead and spend some time taking off the equipment and then pulling out the grappling hook. Does it look like there's room to stand up on top of the ridge?
Yes.
Okay, then I guess find what would be a suitable place to lob this motherfucker, and we'll go ahead and toss ourselves a grappling hook up, which I guess I can just roll like 1d20 plus 4 without using the attack thing.
The grappling hook finds purchase.
Okay, well, with that done, Rillinid motions to the others. I will take a look at this. I need to get my bearings anyway in order to properly locate where these will be. It will not be out in the open, or else these potions would no longer exist.
Elinari nods impatiently.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and give this a ye old climb.
Are there any noises in the tunnel? Anything to hear apart from us?
You can make a perception check.
Let's make a perception check. 27. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'll just do nothing then.
I was just going off my natural take 10, but if you want to do that, that's whatever.
He just do what he wants.
Yeah, he's big people, yeah. Actually...
Well, Sin and Rain Kalar, amazingly, both it's kind of hard to hear, with Rilid throwing grappling hooks and, just starting to climb up, and there's a lot of scraping and sounds. But you, for a split second, think you heard something move up on the northern rise.
Then we'll try to get Rillinid's attention, and in sign language we'll communicate that something might have moved on the northern ridge.
Rillinid will frown at this, being as he was about to begin his ascent, rotate his head to look at the northern ridge. He'll trust Zid on this one, and some sort of crazy sound echoes through my ears now. Don't know whether that was food or beard scratching.
Sounded like brain-burring worms.
In fact, they could have been too. Intellect Devourer. Suddenly, the pack lizard turns into an intellect devourer.
Oh.
In that case, Rillinid will sign back to Zen and the others to step back further. Seeing as if this is possibly an ambush, then we don't exactly need to, hang out here and huggle.
There's not enough room in this cave.
Well, obviously,
Get out,
Obviously, Jonas should have designed more room, right?
I should have.
That's right.
This is in the dark.
Can we push the lizard out a little bit?
I can't move him, so I don't have
that's
control.
exactly. Let's go over here. So there he looks up the riches. Really wanting to get close.
You should all have ownership of the lizard now, so you can move.
Hooray.
Rillinid keeps quirking his head up at the ridge, looks back at the rope, decides to just leave it dangling there. Signals back to Zen. I am going forward. Perhaps I can draw out whoever or whatever that might be.
Zen will nod and slowly pull out his bow.
In that case, Rillinid is going to go into sneak mode. Dun 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 dun.
He's so dead.
I was thinking of battle gear, but that's fine too, I guess.
That's gonna get a content ID match.
Bum bum bum.
YouTube's gonna spot that. Give me a content ID match.
It's like, hey,
It's gonna be
you
great.
owe us money now.